What is up, everybody? Ed here with Drum Flip. We're here. We're live. We're going to talk Wuhan Cymbals today. We just became Wuhan dealers. I'm so proud of that. Wuhan makes amazing cymbals. For the price, they're just, you can't be beat. So we're going to talk to Mark of Wuhan Cymbals, talk to him about the Koi line, also some other products. I can't wait. So thanks for joining in. And yeah, let's do this. We're also going to talk about these shirts. We just got these in. So these will be cool. What's up, sir?
Hey, can you see me here?
Yeah. Hey.
Awesome.
So we are here. I got all the Wuhans we got pretty much out here. Give you a
Uh,
wider shot.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk today about if you could just introduce yourself and then talk about Wuhan a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Mark Terabassi, and I'm one of the owners of Wuhan Cymbals and Gongs. It's me and my business partner, Jim Bickley, and we bought the brand just over 3 years ago. And Jim had worked for the company that owned it previous to us from its inception. Jim had worked there 42 years. That company closed down, and the brand came up for sale. So Jim and I was doing what you're doing. I was in retail, and
Right.
and I was a customer, um, and I sold a lot of Wuhan cymbals and used them. And for the chance to become an owner, like it never even crossed my mind. But yeah, when it came up, uh, I had to jump on it. So
Timing is everything, isn't it?
yeah, man. Yeah, maybe my timing is not so good at the drum set, but it did work out for the brand. That's for sure.
That's awesome. So were you excited to get the company? I mean, that's a huge accomplishment for you. What was that process like? How long did that take?
It was really strange because I got noticed that the previous company was Universal Percussion that owned Wuhan, and they owned Attack Drumheads, Canon, quite a few other brands. I got noticed that they were closing again, just shy of 4 years ago, 3+ years, and I inquired about the brands, and as fate would have it, Jim and I were business friends, and but as fate would have it, I think it was really meant to fall into the hands of Jim and I. He had never been an owner; he had always worked there,
Right.
and so once I owned Wuhan and Attack, I then sold my retail stores because trying to do wholesale and retail simultaneously, I was just doing both not well.
Right. That's tough. That is tough to be on both ends like that. So
Right. So yeah, the Wuhan brand always had a really good image as a budget symbol,
for sure.
and but I think most people only knew limited things about it. So early on, Jim's primary focus at Wuhan Cymbals and our parent company is called Cardinal, and but we only sell wholesale. We don't sell to the drummers, to the end user. We only sell to people like you with music stores, drum shops, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I love that aspect too. It's like people can come to us and we go through you. It's perfect. I love that situation. I think it's so great.
I I think the brick and mortar business, like yourself, is the backbone of our industry.
Thank you.
And if we don't support it, remember, I'm 30 years just recently retired from doing it. So I've been preaching it, I've been in your shoes. And I think as a wholesaler, manufacturer, distributor, if we don't support the brick and mortar, we're missing the big picture.
Yeah, we get so many people from like we're in north of San Diego. We get people from Tijuana, Mexico. We get people from LA. I mean, it's a huge amount of people that come to our store because there's just not many drum stores around anymore. So it's kind of
Right.
cool.
Yeah, and I use this horrible analogy. I know the world is get your iPhone, sit in your living room in your underwear, push a button, and have something delivered to you. I know that's what the world is,
Right?
but in reality, you have to touch these drums, these
Yes.
cymbals, these heads. They're all different. This is a handmade product. The Wuhan product is handmade. Everyone's a little different, and you have to touch it. So brick and mortar stores like yourself are really important, and the local musicians need to not just solely focus only on price point. They need to focus on service and
Yes,
dependability. And yeah,
that's huge.
I think you're doing a great job. I've been watching your evolution from afar for a long time, and thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
supporting our brands.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for being on here. I want to show you our store real quick. I know you haven't been here. Maybe if you're in the San Diego area someday, but yeah, it's just a whole bunch of drums. That is 99% of what we do here, so it's pretty cool.
It's
And
awesome.
yeah, some high-end stuff, and we got some stuff from just like one-off customs from Europe, all kinds of cool stuff. So my goal is like our pork pie stuff. I always want to say you'll never see it anywhere else because it's one of one, you know. So that's what we try to carry. Obviously budget too, but we try to do everything from a beginner all the way to the high-end collector. So everything, if that makes any sense, that's what we're
Yeah,
going to do. So
yeah. And Bill's like right by you, right? For pork pie.
yeah, Bill's northern LA, so about 2 hours away. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to talk about these super quick. Mark, can you tell me about these shirts we got in?
This is a great story. So Jim and I are at the NAMM show, and we go down into Hall E, which is the smallest portion of the NAMM show, and there's this company called Barnes and Mullen, and they're from the UK. And I see this drumstick with a picture of John Bonham, and it
Right.
has John Bonham's signature on it. And I'm like, what is this? And the guy says to me, he says, "Hi." I can't do an English accent, sorry, to make the story good, um, but he said, I'm sorry, we're not really selling the John Bonham T-shirts and sticks. We're looking for a distributor. We have the licensing deal from the estate of John Bonham, John's wife. They struck a deal up with them, with John's estate, and they have a licensing deal to make Bonham shirts, Bonham stick bags, Bonham sticks. There's 3 different models of shirts. And he said, we're only looking for a distributor. And
You're
I
like,
said,
I know a guy.
I said, well, that's what I am. And it took a little bit of convincing. And so we are the sole U.S. distributor for all of the Bonham stuff. And one thing I've learned is intellectual property, somebody's intellectual property, their logo, their likeness, their name, that's valuable. And the family and all the other things that they do with this is really important. So there might be people that make their own little tribute to John, which is awesome, and silkscreen their own stuff. But these guys have done the right thing. They've got the licensing.
Yeah.
And you have the 2 most popular shirts. There is a white shirt also that has like the 3 circles, which is kind of his like image logo. Yeah. Oh man, perfect.
I know.
And
Yeah. I'm going to put those shirts right next to that, my friend. That'll be
yeah.
awesome. That's the Zeppelin reissue. So yeah, that'll be awesome.
So anytime someone wants Bonham shirts, authorized Bonham shirts, all they have to do is reach out to you, and we'll take care of it for you. Get you the shirts in all different sizes. And we got a shipment in yesterday, and right now the sticks are held up in customs.
Okay.
But we have some sticks, but the sticks are held up in customs. But yeah, those are 2 cool. I
Yeah.
have the gray one.
I
Like
love it.
personally.
Yeah.
Well, I might have all 3, but I wear the gray one the most.
That one's really cool. One thing I want to touch on too is the service I've received so far. We came Wuhan dealers a little bit ago, and it's been great service. I get my products to talk directly to you, which I love handling with the owner. That's awesome. So we got in these cymbals. I want to talk about these, and thank you so much for getting these so fast. These actually sold out already. These are amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about the linear smash chinas?
Yeah. So when I bought the brand, Jim and them had established years ago the linear smash crash, but they made it in like a 16, 17, and 18. And so one of the first things we did was we started making larger models, all the way up to 22-inch. So it's just a crash cymbal all the way up to 22. And then we came out with a 10 and 12-inch splash. And then I was talking to another drummer friend of mine, and he said, man, I just wish that iconic line china that you guys are known for, I wish it had a baby with your linear smash cymbal.
Nice.
And I went, what do you mean? And so I can't take credit for it. A friend of mine, Joe, and he's like, those 2 together. And I'm like, ah. So yeah, that's what that is. It's the linear smash crash, the whole pattern put into our iconic line china. And I would describe it as the sustain is a little bit shorter than our traditional lion china. Um,
Right.
so it's a little more staccato, little
It's
get in and get out.
yeah, it's beautiful. Like yeah, these sold literally within a couple hours, but I love how quick that is. It's a beautiful, beautiful cymbal. So great job on that. Can
Thank
you
you.
tell us about? We're going to go to this next. I think this is an amazing cymbal. Can you tell us quickly about this
Thanks.
one?
So I was having a roundtable discussion about selling gongs, and quite honestly, we're in negotiations to make gongs for a very popular cigar brand, where we take our small mini gong, we cut a little letter U in it, and you flip it upside down, and it's an ashtray for a very popular cigar brand. I can't go into any more than that. So, but that discussion led to, where else can we sell gongs? And and I brought up that, like, a lot of people use gongs just as ornate, just decorative, not as an instrument, but just
Right.
decorative. And I said they look so cool, and somehow it got up, like, I wish it could go further than just gongs. I wish it could go into cymbals. And I said, well, it could, if we brought elements of the gong into the cymbal. And so, the whole dark looking, very rustic looking cymbals are kind of in vogue. And so I just thought about, like, maybe we can print our logo on the cymbal, and then it, just to make it more ornate, something that is attractive looking, that maybe someone doesn't even want to play. Maybe they just want to, for decor reasons. That's when I came up with, this hand painted one. So
Right.
I talked to the factory manager, and her name is Michelle. And I told Michelle, I said, I want it to still say Wuhan Cymbals, but I want it to say lion, because these are lion chinas. So what people don't realize is, this cymbal that you're looking at, and our traditional lion chinas, and this vintage hand painted one, these cymbals weren't made to go on stands originally. That odd shaped bell is actually a handle. And so in Chinese culture, they would take two of those, they would hold it by the, what we would call the bell, but by the handle, and they would rub the two cymbals together. That would make the sound of a lion roaring. And it
That's
was
really
used,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it was used ceremonially.
Right.
And so the cymbal had a really, really small hole in it, and a string that went from one cymbal to the other, because they were only played in pairs. And so, we drilled the hole bigger, and I'm like, well, I wanted to say Wuhan, China, because that's where it's from, and I want it to say lion. So, yeah, if you spin it, not that I read Chinese, keep rotating, keep going. So there you go. At the 6 o'clock position, that says lion,
Okay.
and the other two say Wuhan, China. So, and then our logo's on the other side. So
Yeah. What I love about this symbol, it's so I mean, it looks like it's from 300 years ago. That's what I love about it. It's something you would find like an archaeological dig. It's beautiful. It sounds great. It's a wonderful addition, and it's something like no one else is doing, which is awesome. And the
uh,
price point's silly, so it's so great. It's perfect.
So I get asked all the time, talking about price points. Literally got asked before I came here, and
Right.
before I came home, I got asked for endorsements. Wuhan doesn't offer artist endorsements. It's not something we do.
Okay.
And the reason is, what everybody doesn't realize is, when there's endorsements, the people that pay for the endorsements are the drummers. It raises the price.
Right.
It has to come from somewhere. So we don't offer endorsements. We only sell to music stores. And yeah, you should try it that way, because it really does sound like our normal lion china.
It really
Um,
does. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
very similar. It's very similar.
yeah I'm gonna put the phone down just for a second. All right, we're back. So I
Yep.
wanted to talk. So we'll do this quickly. I love using mallets on cymbals. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's the vintage painted
Yep.
cymbal. So I wanted to talk to you about the newest product, the Koi line. Can you briefly kind of go over that, the evolution? And they're amazing, by the way. So
Yeah. So one thing that I could say, and I could boldly say, is that we have total respect for all of the other cymbal makers that that are very popular in the U.S. and other countries. One in particular is Paiste, and I always loved the Paiste Nova China, but I always thought that it was too thick. They only had a 2002 or a Rude series, and I just wish they made it thinner. So that conical china that you have right there with the bell, that's me, taking our Wuhan Cymbal China formula that all the line chinas are made, and kind of marrying it with the Paiste Nova China, and it's just a multi-instrument. You can use it as a ride with a small beaded stick and play the bell. And I had been working on the koi line. I knew that I wanted a step up from our Western series. I knew that I wanted to not be a brilliant finish. I didn't want any big silk screen logos on there. I
Right.
just wanted small little laser etched stuff.
Yeah.
And I just really, like musicians do from a musical standpoint, I took from all the other cymbal brands the things I liked that everybody was doing and kind of married them all together. And
Yeah.
that's what the koi is.
We'll give these two conical chinas a listen real quick for everyone on board. So this is the 20-inch. It is so wonderful. I love this bell too. That is such a complex bell. It's beautiful. Let's try the dark. So you definitely notice a variety in tones, which I love, and they're both beautiful in their own way. So yeah, you nailed
Yeah,
it.
I think that the dark conical speaks a little quicker because obviously it's not lathe, so the note's a little shorter.
Right, right. And then the ride is just, I love just, it feels buttery. It's beautiful. The bell is just, that's an outrageous ride. So congrats on that. Tell me a little bit more, if you can, about just the product line. How's it going? And since you've purchased the company, everything good? I mean, you guys seem to be kind of blown up a little, which is awesome. So
Yeah,
congrats.
quite honestly, it's kicking butt.
Right.
We're affected by the whole global shipping thing, like everybody else. And the popularity of the Wuhan brand and the Attack brand have both taken off. And I think part of it, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but part of it is because we're caring about marketing. We're investing in redesigning and coming out with new models, new logos. And
Right.
that koi cymbal is a mature professional cymbal at a budget price is really what the whole koi line is.
Yeah, this one is $269 for 22. It's 3182 grams. And then this crash, this is an 18 crash. That sounds just as good as any $400 crash cymbal I've ever heard. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
and it's $194. So amazing price. Then here's the 10-inch splash. I love that thing because it's so dark and trashy and in and out, which I love too. So
Yep.
awesome stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
Mark,
glad you dig them. Obviously, I'm proud of them. It's just over 2.5 years that I've been working on the koi line. And quite honestly, I totally screwed up the hi-hats in the first probably 5 or 6 prototypes that I got. I had, like I mentioned to you, I was bringing in all the elements of all the different brands and things that I liked and marrying them together. And here's my analogy. Everybody wants the corner piece of birthday cake with all the icing in it until you get it. And then you're like, oh, I wish there was more cake.
it's a little much. It's a little much. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the first couple prototypes, again, 2.5 years on this koi line, I had the bottom wavy. I had portions of it on lathe. It was the corner piece of birthday cake, and it was too much. And Jim, my business partner, he's like, dude, like, you need to simplify that. There's just too much swear word going on, And
Right.
he was right. He was right. So, and the reason I bring that up, I'm going to segue. The next product line that I'm working on after the koi for the Wuhan brand is really going to be geared for the metal drummer.
Okay.
Like totally not a cymbal that I personally would use. I'm not a metal drummer, but those drummers need something that's affordable but kicks ass. And that's what I'm doing next. Is the whole Wuhan line is going to have a series of cymbals that is geared for the metal player. But the koi line has been a huge success. I'm proud of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are kicking butt. My wife's on board. She just put up a picture of a cake. So awesome. Hi, Susan.
Oh, thank you. Was it a corner piece or not?
Not a corner piece. No. Can you tell us what are the, if you remember, I don't know, I'm sure you don't have a sheet in front of you, but what are the sizes in the koi series? I know there's a 10 and a 12
Oh,
splash.
yeah. I'm horrible at prices, but I know all this because I'm the one that decided on this. 10 and 12-inch splash,
Okay.
14 and 15-inch hi-hats.
Okay.
And then there's 4 crashes, and the crashes start at 17-inch. 17, 18, 19, and 20-inch crash. And then
Okay.
the rides are 21 and 22. And then both conical chinas, whether it's dark or just the traditional conical, both of them are 20-inch. And I'm selfishly saying these are the sizes that I like. So for me to create a cymbal line, I started with the sizes that I like because I thought I could really hone in on sonically where they need to be. We're going to expand it because it's been a giant success in probably both directions, like some smaller and some larger.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, yeah, I think that's it. I want to thank you so much, Mark. Thanks for, I literally texted Mark and I was like, hey, you want to talk about Wuhan? And it was like 2 hours ago. So thank you for doing this.
Well, it's my pleasure. And like you mentioned, I want to be available. As you recall, a couple weeks ago when you jumped on board, or a month ago, like I just cold called you out of the blue.
Yeah,
And
I think you were jogging. It was awesome.
I was jogging, trying to lose weight. And I think I apologize for like sounding like Darth Vader when I called you, but that's how I want to be. I don't want to be the guy that owns these brands and the drummer can't talk to me or the store owner can't talk to me. I want to be available. So yeah, when you called me, I thought that was great.
Yeah, what I love too about companies like yourself is you're not buying from just a random person you don't know in a boardroom sky high. You're buying from you, which is awesome. And congrats on your success. Yes, Mark. Awesome seeing you.
Thank you. Hey, we're proud to have you as one of our retailers. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Take it easy.
All right, everybody. That was Mark of Wuhan, and we're going to get going. But actually, we'll stay on board for just a minute. Let me turn this around. Let me open the door. I had the door closed, so we might have some customers outside. But I wanted to thank you for joining in. Hope you guys learned about the Wuhan series of cymbals. Amazing company. Great prices, and we'll see you guys soon. Later.